Hey, Berta J, come on into my kitchen today. I want to prepare a wonderful vegetable that I had to grow to like, and it's asparagus. Now, asparagus grows about 6 to 8 inches before it's harvested, and at the very bottom, it's kind of woody, right down here. So when you cook it, you have to feel your way up and move it a little bit, and then when it snaps naturally, this part you should get rid of because it's kind of woody and it's got strings in it. Doesn't taste very good. What we're going to do today is roast it. Again, I don't use any oil, so you're just going to put it on a baking sheet with a piece of parchment paper at 400 degrees. Now, what we're going to do today is I'm going to prepare a whole meal so you can see the kind of meals that I eat. And this would be, you could do it for lunch, you could do it for dinner. We're going to have asparagus, roasted asparagus. We're going to have brown rice with brown rice gravy. And we're going to have black bean burgers, which I'm going to make next. They're very simple and very easy, and you're going to love them. Also, what I wanted to tell you is that asparagus is high in vitamin C, vitamin B, and it's an anti-inflammatory vegetable. You can fit as many of these on here as you possibly can. And I think sometimes I just scoot some more in. That one. They're going to shrink. They're made of, most vegetables are made of, especially green vegetables, made with lots of water. And so this one's no different. Do you see how easy that one broke off? So, well done with that. And I'm just going to put it in a preheated oven, and you're going to cook it for 10 minutes on one side at 400, and then you're going to flip it over and cook it for 10 minutes again, and then it'll be finished. Okay, so now we're going to prepare the black bean burger. You start with 1 can of, I use organic, but you can use any kind, black beans. It's usually about 15 ounces. And what you need to do is to rinse them and shake off all the excess water. And then what you could do is just mash them. They have to be mashed. But I like texture to my food. I don't like it super smooth. So what I do is I just use a fork, and you can just sort of mash down some of them so that they're mashed completely through, but others you just are gonna give it a gentle little tap so that you will be able to have some texture with your black beans. This recipe is a recipe that I took from Lindsay Nixon. It's her easy black bean burger, and I just added some things to it. You can look her up. She's the happy herbivore, and not have all of them so mushy that it has a consistency that's really smooth instead of textured, like a hamburger would be. I have to chew through the meat of a hamburger. The black beans that you just gently touch will give you that kind of consistency. And then you're going to get a bowl, and you're going to put them in. And scrape the black beans into the bowl, and don't let any of them get away. Okay, and you're going to get it all. That's one of the things I want you to remember, because you're given a measurement, because that measurement really should go into your product, whatever you're making. Then you're going to use 2 tablespoons of shredded carrots. Okay, just dump it in and get it all of it, all the little pieces. And when I say get it all, I mean get it all. And then you're going to use 2 tablespoons of ketchup, any kind of ketchup, your ketchup, the favorite ketchup. I want to make these meals simple and easy enough that you don't have to really use a lot of strange products, and get a nice spatula so that you can get it all. Okay? Then you're going to use 1/3 cup of instant oats. Pour those in. You're going to use 2 tablespoons of onions. You don't like onions, you can leave them out, or you can just use 1 tablespoon. You can play around with this recipe, but this is my favorite. So I put in 2 tablespoons of onions. And what I do is when I'm cooking, I like onions so much that one of the things I do is after I've chopped up some onion and there's some left over, save your little containers, little glass containers that have nice tight fitting lids. And what you do is just leave those onions in the refrigerator. They'll stay for about a week or so. And just leave the cap on, and when you need chopped onion, you don't have to go back and chop them because you already have them. So this is 2 tablespoons of chopped onion. And then I also love celery. So I have some extra leftover celery, and you're going to use 2 tablespoons of that as well. So it's pretty easy. I tried to make it easy. The next thing is you're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon. I use granulated garlic, so it's very, very strong, and I use a quarter of a teaspoon. So sprinkle that in. And then I use a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. And why a 1/2 teaspoon? Because I love cumin and it tastes really good in these burgers. So I use 1/2 teaspoon of that. Set that to the side. And then I have these wonderful little spoons, and I found them years ago. I believe they still sell them at Bed Bath & Beyond. And if you can see, there's a pinch, there's a dash, and a smidgen. And so what I'm going to use is a pinch. If you like it really hot, this is bigger, a dash is bigger. So you could use that, but I'm just going to use a pinch of cayenne because I like a little bit of spice, but not a whole lot. So I'm going to sprinkle in a pinch of that. 1 tablespoon of mustard. And it's just your favorite yellow mustard. You're going to put it in the tablespoon. I don't have any special way of doing it, but I'm using up the last in here. So I'm scraping the sides really good and getting it all out. That's everything that's going to go in there, okay? And now what you're going to do is you're just going to start mixing it up. You're just going to mix all the black beans with all that delicious onion and instant oats and all the wonderful spices. So here we go. We got everything all mixed, and it really smells wonderful. I don't use any salt. I didn't put any black pepper in. I used cayenne instead. And now what you're going to do is you're going to start mixing not mixing them, but actually forming them into burgers. And what I do is I like to kind of just push around. I'll show you when I'm finished with it. I push around enough. I make about 6. Lindsay, her recipe said 4. But when I made it the first time, they were just too big. And I don't like great big burgers. I like a nice size burger. So you can get about 6, and I'll show you the size. And if you like them big, then make them big. But I happen to like them pretty. I'll show you the size that you'll get. It's about a good handful. And you're going to turn them into these taste good just as they are. Or you can put them on a bun, on a whole grain bun, lettuce and tomato, little onion, and you can have like a sandwich. You can have your own I wouldn't say a Big Mac, but you can have a veggie burger. And the reason this fork and spoon were there just to hold the parchment paper on. I use parchment paper instead of oil. And then remember, 15 minutes on one side, 10 minutes on the other, and you will have these burgers. Wonderful. So now we're going to put together our meal. You have 2 black bean burgers, and this is what they're going to look like when you're done. Kind of not that color now, but when you finish cooking them, that's the way they'll look. And what I'm going to do, I like asparagus, so you can eat a good amount. And you see the size of them, it really shrinks most of its water. It's nice and roasted. There's no salt, no pepper, no nothing. So if you are on some type of diet that you really have to restrict your salt and have to worry about cooking these roasting your vegetables, you can do it without anything. We're going to put some brown rice. If you will look at another video that I made before this one, I taught you how to cook brown rice. And you're going to just put your brown rice on here. And you're going to put on some brown rice gravy on your rice and on your burgers. And that, my dear, is your whole meal, all cooked. Roasted asparagus, very good for you, and brown rice with brown rice gravy, and also your black bean burgers. And if you do this, I am positive that you're gonna love it. And you can top it all off if you want to after you're done with a piece of fruit. So happy cooking and enjoy your black bean burgers and your vegetables and your rice. See you later.